Hello, everyone, and welcome back to a new episode of the PokerGO podcast. And you are looking at Tim Duckworth and Donnie Peters, and we are both going to day 3 of the WSOP main event. High five, buddy. Let's go. Let's go. Day 3. Today, we're going to talk all about Tim's day because he played day 2D. I cannot wait to hear these hand histories. He had to battle with one of the best in the world, but I believe you beat his ass. Okay. Suck it, Makita. Suck it, okay? I don't care how many tens of millions of dollars in live tournament earnings you have, sir. You cannot beat the Duckworth, okay? You can't do it. That's right, baby. We're going to talk about his day. We're going to talk about, I guess we'll hit on this Ultra Stack, right? I mean, we have to, right? Before we get yelled at. But it's mostly about the WSOP main event. They announced the payouts. 3rd largest WSOP main event in history. Okay, so that does mean, yes, slightly down, but it doesn't matter. We got 10 million buckaroos up top for first place. Let's go, baby. I want to, can we start day 3 right now? I am ready to go. I am ready to go. Let's bring it on.
I need to sleep.
Go. It is 1:08 a.m. 1:08 a.m. on Tuesday, July 8th. I am fired up. I did commentary all day. I'm amped up, ready to go. Some of the crap that I saw today on the live stream, holy mother of Jesus God, heavens to earth.
How was French Rigby?
French Rigby is a very good player. I mean, he was catching cards. He's been hot all tournament, but he's very good. French Rigby being Romain Luque, and I would very much expect him to make a very, very, very deep run in this thing. Well, pending we find out what his end of day chip stack was. So all the end of day stuff is still filtering in, but Tim and I, we are going to day 3. We did punch our tickets, so we do want to try and bang this out as early as possible. Can't just be waiting around for the chip counts and stuff to come in. But again, like I said, the main focus is going to be this guy right here, the Aussie cowboy. He's going to break it down for how his day went. If you're listening to the podcast, if you're watching on YouTube, do the thing where, you like, you subscribe, you leave reviews, you comment, all that sort of stuff. It really does help us grow. And then I got to give a shout out to OMG Tim Duckworth. That is the screen name of what's his name? Is his name Will?
Yeah, Will. Yeah,
Will. Will has won 2 free rolls on PlayPokerGo.com.
What's the name?
And Remco and I also have this thing going on PlayPokerGo.com. By the way, PlayPokerGo.com is the home of free online poker. And while we're doing commentary, we're usually in these free rolls battling.
I snuck in. I saw you playing one. During a break. I was peering through the window.
Yeah, I play all the time. Well, Remco and I have this thing where, like, over the course of an entire night of commentary, who can finish the highest in any free roll?
Got it.
He absolutely destroys me. I cannot beat the freaking free rolls to save the life of me. But that doesn't matter because I'm going to beat the WSOP main event, and that's all that really matters.
That's all that matters.
But if you want to play poker while you watch the WSOP main event, I would highly encourage you to go to PlayPokerGo.com. It is the home to free online poker. You don't have to spend a dime. You can, on one screen, you can be playing the game. On the other screen, you can be watching PokerGo and the coverage. That's how you get the best of both worlds for the game, ring games, tournaments, sit and goes. It is all there available for you. So again, that's playpokergo.com, or you can grab the app on iOS or Android, and we will see you at the tables. Hopefully, we don't see you at the tables on Tuesday, though, because we will be stuck in the main event. Yep. Hopefully, fingers crossed, we're stuck in that damn thing for a very, very long time. So, but playpokergo.com, the home of free online poker. The numbers are in, sir. Where are we at?
I don't know, actually.
We got to go. See, this is us being unprepared and wanting to rush it. I believe it's 9,000. Dude, let's look at the app. 9,700 and something. There's $92 million in the prize pool. 9,735. Does that sound right to you?
Sure.
What is this? Bro, click the main.
There we go. 9,735 entrants.
All right, cool.
Saying there's 3,453 left. That's probably unconfirmed, and then 1,461 to pay. So basically,
I know that is correct.
Yeah, about little less than half the field remaining will be in the money. 15K min cash.
Yes, 15K min cash. Everyone at the final table gets $1 million. First place is $10 million. Second place $6 million. Third place $4 million. Then $3 million. 2.4, 1.9, 1.5, 1.25, and then that ninth place spot, $1 million. To be honest, this is probably their best
Isn't it
payout
the same
structure.
as last year?
I
thought it was a copy paste of last year.
Is it? I don't. You look that up. I mean, if it is, then great. You know that, but I also think that last year they got it right. I know we talked about it 2 years ago because remember they set the record and then they went to 12,100,000 for first place, which we all thought was kind of crazy to just do that. What was it last year?
10, 6, 4, 3. Here it is. 25, 2.5 million, 2 million, 1.5 million, 12, 1.25 million. So they shaved off 200K.
What was 10th, 11th, and 12th?
800.
For 10th, 11th, and 12th?
800, 800, 600, 600.
Yeah, so they changed up those spots a little bit this year.
And you took 200K off the final table as well.
Yeah.
But pretty much the same. Like the difference between 2.5 and 2.4.
Yeah. And I really like these. So I think, some fine tuning looks like it took place between last year and this year. Of course, last year was a little bit of a bigger field size, which then affords them to add some of that more money up top to those higher spots, of course. I personally really, really love having just 10 million as pretty much the flat standard. And I would not go above 10 million for a long time until like you could really boost like everything else.
Yeah, exactly.
And it wouldn't get too out of whack. Like I think just being like $10 million first place in the WSOP main event, like that's the number.
Mm-hmm.
That's the number for me. Personally, I don't like going below it. Now I understand the arguments for it from a lot of the hardened poker players out there. I do understand it, but as we have always talked about, this tournament is an anomaly. It is a spectacle. It is so far off to the side and a unique beast that I'm totally fine with it being this unique beast of payouts as well.
Yeah.
Okay. Great. So a lot of people are like, why do they got to play heads up for 4 million when third place is 4 million? Well, who cares? It's the WSOP main event. Let's go. Let's make the thing crazy. Okay. And that's where I'm at with it. So I really like it. I'm a fan. So yeah. Thoughts?
No, I agree with everything you said.
Good. I'm totally about this. Now the number did come in a little bit less. I actually think the number came in close to what I thought pre-WSOP.
I think that's right.
Which is, I should have stuck to my guns. I think I might have got wrapped up in everything over the course of the summer. I've seen all these big numbers. I'm like, you know what?
It's not just
you know what? 10,630. Yeah, but last time I was getting wrapped up in it, it did set a record.
Yeah.
So it's like, I mean, with good reason, I kind of got wrapped up into it. So, but still, 9,735 is a very, very, very good number. What's that? $90 million in the prize pool?
Yeah.
They correct me, but they've, yeah, but I keep seeing this 90 million number floated.
90 million is probably after the star fees.
Got it. Okay. 90,535,000, I believe, is the correct number when you take out all the different fees.
Yeah, on the clock it says.
Correct me if I'm wrong. They have yet to hit 100 million ever. Like, right? I think even with the record, because of the fees, it still came in a little bit under 100 million. So, in a way, I think that's kind of the next thing to hit. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I would honestly. This is gonna sound fucking crazy. Like I would play with like. I don't know. I don't know if it's adding money, reducing rake, whatever, but to like do 100 million prize pool, like somehow, some way. So yeah, whatever. I think 100 million prize pool would be freaking incredible as a benchmark, to hit. So, I'm guessing it'll get there eventually. But anyway, those are the payouts. 10 million for first place in the 2025 WSOP Main Event. This is one of those things that I very much expect you guys out there, the listeners, the viewers, if you want to email us, podcast@pokergo.com. You can hit us up on Twitter. He's Tim__Duckworth. I'm Donnie_Peters. He's a double underscore. I'm a single underscore. You can comment on the YouTube video, all that sort of stuff. I want to hear what you guys think of the payouts. Okay. Yeah. I want to hear what you guys think of the payouts. And maybe at some point during this whole rant, producer Rich put the payouts like right here, right? Like right here. Maybe there's like a scroll. Maybe there's like a bag of money.
Yeah.
No, he just needs to put the top like.
I want to see all the payouts.
No. We don't need to see like
just like in the background, like
we don't need to see place 99th, which is 70K.
I think I do.
So those are the payouts. When you get to six figures, the top 89 get to six figures. That seems that's right. Yeah, that's right. So you'll get down to, and this is another thing that I know they adopted. I can't remember when they adopted it. It was several years ago, but going to that similar sort of thing. I remember the EPT, I believe, did this first, and then it was afterwards adopted by the WSOP. But you get down. It used to be at the WSOP. Like let's say you're nine-handed, right? So you're at 91. And that was the pay jump. You get a pay jump when you go from 91 to 90, like because then you're at the final 10 tables. Now you make the 10 tables.
Yeah, they did that. They started doing that 2 years ago here.
I thought it was before that.
No, we talked about it and how that was like their best thing they've done in a while.
Well, because you want to, like when you're on a pay jump, everyone should be at equal number of players at a table. That's
what we do at the PGT as well.
Yeah. But I believe it was the EPT that started doing that back whenever the heck. So anyway, those are the payouts. Let us know what you think of them. I'm very curious to hear your thoughts on everything. I do understand like the hardened poker player's perspective on it and how it's so crazy top heavy and all that sort of stuff. But I also think that there is a very, very good argument for keeping it at 10 million to have that big attraction, that big, headlining thing. So that's where I'm at. I know there's one particular person out there that is likely going to text us tomorrow, or at least today, about the payouts, and I can't wait to go back and forth with that person. So,
does he play a lot of golf?
Yeah, some would say he plays too much golf.
Oh, I know he doesn't.
Some would say he plays too much golf. So that's where we're at with that. All right, you bought in late,
very late,
very late, like max late, like max late.
First thing I did was I asked the TDs here. I was like, "What's my grace period?" They go, "You get 5 minutes." I was like, "Okay." I registered during the break. Got my
5 minutes for what?
To check in once registration's closed.
Got it.
I bought in at the break because I wanted to see where I was. I was down here in the horseshoe, blue, went to see my seat. I'm under the gun. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to have to come late. Right? Don't want to pay my blinds. I show up like 3 minutes into the level.
Which, by the way, everyone, is totally legal.
Yeah, it's completely. I got 5 minutes. That was the rule. On my walk there, and by the time I had sat down, before I even played a hand, I got a call from both head floormen here, right? Asking, Are you?
Where the hell are you?
Yeah, I'm gonna have to void you in a minute. I was like, I'm right here. Relax. He goes, okay. Sit down.
That's how much pull this guy has. He gets calls from the head floor people to make sure that his ass is in the seat.
I'm not sure that's a good thing, but yeah, blinds go past, and just the fifth most winningest player in poker history, Mikita Baziakowski, sits on my left. I'm like, cool. All right, and then
like your direct left?
No, like two to my left. So he's in the big blind when I'm on the button. Dash Dudley sits down. Okay. Three to my right, obviously a very accomplished PLO player. So I was like, oh, this is probably not great, but I'm going to go through a few hands really quickly. First one, okay?
Yep.
I'm going to give you three choices of what you think I have, okay? You ready?
Okay.
Ace Jack of Spades, Ace Four of Clubs, Pocket Tens. These are the three hands I could have. I'm going to tell you the hand. I got 57K. I opened the hijack 2,500, 600, 1,200. Makita off 150. 3 bets the button to 7K. I call. Flop is Queen of Clubs, 4 of Diamonds.
Well, you don't have one of those hands.
Queen of Clubs, 4 of Diamonds, King of Diamonds.
Queen of Clubs, 4 of Diamonds, King of Diamonds?
Yeah, I check. He bets 4,000. I call. Okay? Turn is a deuce of spades. So it's Queen, 4, King, deuce. Check, check. Turn. So river, 9 of hearts. I check. He bets 16K. Now.
What was the turn?
Turn was a deuce.
So
Queen
it's King,
of clubs,
Queen, 4, deuce,
9 of hearts. Okay? So I could either have Ace Jack of Spades, Ace 4 of Clubs, or Pocket Tens. Check the river.
There wasn't a flush draw on the turn?
No. It's the club and spade. Checks the river. He bets 16K, so I felt a bit value-y. I kind of actually wanted him to go big. And I folded. What did I have?
You had Ace Jack.
Is that your final? If you're playing along at home, I'm going to let you pick the hand. I'm going to give you 2 seconds. Yep. Okay. At Ace 4 of Clubs.
Okay.
So on the river, I wanted him to put me all in. Because then I would have called. Because
what in the universe is going on?
We're chatting.
In this hand?
Obviously, me and Makita know each other. He texts me about tournaments and stuff. I felt like he was just going to pressure me. And if he like double potted the river, like I feel like he was doing that with the ace jack. So I felt very like maybe at like the king 10. I'm going to text him in 2 days because we'll get to why I'm going to wait. But I'm going to text him, see what he had. But I think maybe he had something more that was more value driven, like a king 10. He could even had like ace queen. But that got me down to 40K.
He's in the button?
He's the button. I'm the hijack.
Okay.
Then I had another hand. I'm not going to skip that one. Then I had one where I defended jack deuce of spades.
I'm surprised you called pre.
I ain't here to fucking lollygaggle.
Why didn't you fucking 4-bet?
Okay, that's what Matt Clark said. You know I don't like doing that. So
I think this is pretty clear 4-bet or fold.
okay,
You want to play
like
ace 4 out of position against fucking Makita?
Yeah,
what are you, drunk?
I want to battle one of the best. I want to.
Yeah, okay, then battle him with a 4-bet. Like, let's go. Put the sword down. Let's ready. Let's battle.
No, I want to outplay him. I want to go to war. See if I've got it. Another hand, defended jack deuce of spades, flop bottom pair, called a c-bet, turn 2 pair, check call, check river, back up to starting. Then I had another hand with Makita. I raised ace 9 of hearts on the button.
Wait, what was that hand with jack deuce?
I just defended jack deuce, flop bottom pair, floated, turn 2 pair. Nothing.
What was the action?
I'm going to go real quick. It's not even important. I'm going to get to better hands. I'm not doing a long thing that you do. This one was interesting. Okay, ace 9 of hearts on the button. I raise, min raise. Small blind, big blind calls. Makita's the big blind. Flop is 9 of clubs, 7 of clubs, 3 of spades. He leads out 2,700.
Makita?
Yeah. I call, top.
Raise.
I call, small blind folds. Turn is a king of spades. He checks, I check. River is the 5 of clubs. So it's 9, 7, 3, king, 5, 3 clubs. He bets 15K.
Into what?
All right. Yeah, he bets 15K into looks like full pot. Was it 15K? Now I'm thinking. Anyway, I call. He had king 9-0, so got him there.
What do you mean got him there? He got you. You said turn was a king.
I'm reading the wrong one.
My apologies. Fucking hand histories.
He had a 9. He had like jack 9 or something. Back to starting. Had queens against him. Won that hand. Then this hand, I know you won't like, but I did it for a reason. Dash Dudley opens to 3K at 1,500 big blind in the hijack. Cutoff calls. I call small blind. With 9s. This Asian, I had this Asian guy.
So wait, he opens hijack.
Hijack calls, cutoff calls.
What are they off?
More than me.
Okay,
substantially more than me. I think I had. I should have written that down. I know what I had. I know what I finished the hand with. So I, like 50, I think I had like 50K. Okay. I call small blind, big blind calls. This is the big blind. Like had a hand where he got 3-bet with kings, and he like tank called, and then like tank got it all in on like the safest flop ever. So he feels very nitty to me. Okay. Flop is jack 9-6 rainbow.
Brilliant.
Okay. Check. He bets 6,000. Big blind does. Just leads out. Dash folds. Okay. The other guy folds. I call. Turn is another jack. So jack 9-4 jack. Sorry, jack 9-6 jack. Now there's 2 diamonds. I check. He bets 9K. I'm going broke in this hand. Okay. Call. River is 4 of diamonds. So it brings the diamonds. I check. He bets 20. All I was thinking in this hand was like, this guy is so tight that, okay, if he does miraculously have the jack 9 or the jack 6, then if I call and lose, I still have 10 bigs.
If you tell me you fucking called,
I just called. I knew you were going to hate this hand. I just called.
Bro, are you fucking drunk?
I just called. He had king jack. I wasn't scared. I just like, I want my 10 bigs. If I lose this hand, I want my 10 bigs. Anyway.
I fucking hate you. I have 47K in this stupid effing tournament. And people like you, I can't even fathom what you're even thinking about doing.
Just in case.
Bro, put all the fucking money in. Come on. This isn't level 1. This is what are you, level 9? Like, come on. Like,
I played a 3-bet pot with 10-6 of clubs.
Lord
won that.
Christ almighty. I can't take this hand. It's perfect. He has a jack there like a bazillion 1,000% of the time. This guy just has like ace jack suited. Oh my Lord.
I played a 3-bet pot with 10-6 of clubs, won that one. Head to break.
I cannot believe this hand.
Went to break.
Duck up. Okay.
No.
Now duck up. The biggest duck you got, Rich, right here. Right, all here.
Went to break 111. Okay. Final level. I had to really work for some chips with the fucking.
Bro, what is happening? I can't handle it. I can't shout out Jeff Platt. Holy fuck. I literally was just texting you. I said he fucking called with 9s. I can't fucking handle it. No.
Still in. Final level, I had to work for some chips. Had to try and win some pots with Jack 7 suited and stuff. But the big hand that I lost, I got a. Oh, I'm going to tell you about how I busted Makita. I'm not sure if you're going to improve this, but
you fucking
Makita
called
first hand in the last level. Makita's under the gun +1. He opens to 4,500 with aces. I folds to me. I've got King 9 in the big. I call
offsuit.
Yep.
Okay. Just you and him.
Yep. Flop is King 4 deuce rainbow. I check. He bets 5K. I call.
Okay.
Turn is a 6.
Okay.
I check. He bets 10K. He has like 17 behind. I don't want to fold, but I'm like, should I just like, if he has the ace jack, will he just fold if I put him all in?
Yeah, just call.
So I put him all in.
Why?
I'm just trying to push out the ace jack.
Why do you want to put? Why? That's a better hand. That's a worse hand.
Sorry, like just so he doesn't hit the random ace on the river kind of thing. So I just put him all in.
I can't fathom what's happening.
He calls. He has aces.
Yeah, he only like calls better.
He has aces.
What's he calling? Fucking 2 10s
I
there?
want him to fold.
Huh?
I was actually trying to get him to fold. I feel like I was bluffing.
You have top pair.
Yeah, but whatever. He had aces.
And he has no chips, so who cares?
I had top pair, and then I hit another king and busted him. But what goes around comes around, because an hour later, I basically lose a 40 BB pot with ace jack against ace 5. We get it all in on an ace king deuce ace board. She hits a 5. So
okay, listen. This is why those beats are why you get the fucking money in with the 9s, because then you have way more fucking chips to absorb a beat like that. That is why you get the fucking money in with the 9s.
Only 15K.
When you have
I don't think it's a massive blunder.
What?
I only cost myself 15K. I had 15 behind after the 20.
Yeah, which is like what? Which is what at
10
this
bigs.
point?
It was 10 bigs.
Yeah, exactly.
At that
That's
point,
10 bigs.
that level.
So yeah,
so it's like 8 bigs right now.
Yeah.
Well, it's actually anyway. I lost that hand. That kind of sucked. I would have had 180K. End up finishing with 98. Pretty tough table. In what I mean when I say tough table, like everyone was just solid. Do you know what I mean? Just there was like no one doing anything funky. It was just pretty solid. Obviously, I had Makita Dash. We had the 888 Poker Pro, Lucia Navarro. That's who had the ace 5 against me. But anyway, chips in the bag on a day 3. That's it.
I fucking cannot believe you played those 9s like that.
I was on the river. I was just like, oh yeah, if I somehow get cooler, then at least I have 10 bigs and I can try and spin 10 bigs up. So
I can't believe you just called with the 9s. Like what? I mean, did the fucking table like want to fucking punch you afterwards? Do you know how if I was that guy, and I don't know this gentleman, if I was that guy and you just fucking called my ass,
he was surprised, yeah.
I would be so disrespected. I would be unbelievably disrespected.
Let's not forget, I had to shine down fucking Jack Deuce. So
you know how disrespectful that is,
and then the 10
to just fucking check call the guy. What did you think? Well, you know who that? You know what? There's a video of this, Rich. You can put it right here. When Jen Tilly looks at Patrick Antonius and says,
"No, get out of it."
I thought you had quads.
No,
I thought you had quads. That's exactly what just happened right here. I thought you had quads.
No, I didn't say I thought you had quads. I said in the rare circumstance of you coolering me.
Coolering you with what?
Jack 9?
Bro, if you get cooler, listen, level 1 of the WSOP Main Event, I understand certain things, okay? Now, the fucking, you gotta go. Like, you gotta fucking take your value hands like this, and you gotta fucking go, okay? End of story. I'm sorry, I'm swearing, everyone. I'm literally losing my mind about this hand. Like,
anyway, so that was my day. It was fun.
I mean, bro, you gotta put the money in the.
Well, can't do anything about it now. Let's move on. We're on to day 3.
Okay, so you bagged what again?
I bagged 98,000.
Okay, that's a lot of chips.
Yeah.
I mean, you should have 113,000, but we won't talk about
I
that.
should have fucking 180 if Lucia Navarro didn't hit her 3-outer. But that's okay. I got lucky.
You would
I
have
got
changed.
lucky
You
on
would have changed the entire universe had you jammed with those nines. The whole universe changes. Butterfly effect. Everything changes after that. Okay, everything. Everything. Do you think we're gonna have chip counts now before I hit refresh? Do you think we will?
Yes.
We don't.
Okay.
We don't. Normally they put like the assorted end of day chip counts in there, but they don't have them in there yet. Is there anything in the app yet?
Well, like my table is still like not like it doesn't have any chip counts in it yet, so that's probably why. Only has 3 people's counts, so I'm guessing those 3 people are from the day 2A flight, and the other players are all from the today's flight. That's my guess.
Okay.
So
wait, this guy plays poker? So I knew that. Well, I knew that Renee Angelil, which was
Celine Dion's husband.
Celine Dion's husband, but he passed away.
Yes.
I did not know that their son played.
He's playing the Shitia.
Oh, I did not know that.
Played a PGT event once.
When? Before me?
Last year?
Oh, okay.
Maybe a year before that.
I mean, that's cool.
Very recently, yeah.
That's cool. Cool.
Yeah.
So we don't have chip counts. So whatever. I mean, I see on the chip counts tab on Poker News, and we got Son Kim. It's got 811,000. Romain Luque, the French Rigby, Le Diaper, as Remco coined him. I said he was Lugoat. Okay.
I saw that one. That was a good one.
I mean, he looks like he's bagged 585,000, which is a bunch of chips. He was the one who, of course, took out Jared Blesnick with the pocket nines. He made quads against Blesnick's aces.
See, I didn't have quads. I couldn't get the value out.
Alexandros Theologist looks like he bagged a lot. Riva Arthur, female player. We talked about her. She won that $1,100 event at Aria. She had a very successful day 1 of the WSOP Main Event. It seems like she had a pretty steady day 2. Like she had a big stack coming in, or I think around 400,000, and she finished with, it looks like, around 480, 482, something like that. David Jackson, he's a beast in some of these tournaments. He's obviously got a lot of chips here. Josh Aryeh looks like he's crushing. Isaac Barron looks like he's doing well. Antonio Galeana, a 2-time bracelet winner, a crusher. Anthony Zeno looks like he's got a lot of chips. Now, anything that I'm saying right now as it relates to chip counts, please do take it with a grain of salt. Not sure if these are fully confirmed. I am going through the pokernews.com chip counts. I got my seat draw on the app for Tuesday, but anyone that joined today, they don't have a chip count. So the chip counts are just not loaded yet. So that's that.
Well, you never commented on the ace 4 hand I played, the very first hand against Makita.
Well, I fucking told you,
no, like
4-better fold.
After the misclick by not 4-betting because you don't like that.
What? That's not a misclick. I just no, I don't call the river.
You call the flop, right?
What did he have?
I don't know yet. I will text him in 2 days.
You didn't.
He's probably mad that I cracked his aces.
I'm not calling the river. I guess I'm calling the flop because you have a backdoor club.
Yeah, and backdoor,
but I'm not loving it. Here's the problem with calling pre-flop against Makita. He's very effing good. You do not want to play out of position against someone who's very effing good. Okay,
I can handle it. I can take him.
No, clearly you can't because you might have folded the best hand. That's the point. You might have folded the best hand, right? Or you might have put more chips in the pot on the flop with the second best hand. So either way, it's just a shitty outcome. So I prefer just folding, but because of the positions, it was hijack versus button. I would probably come with a 4-bet.
4-bet to what? When you go 25 and he goes 7.
25, 7.
That's 612. Off 57K.
You have 57?
Yeah.
I mean, you can probably go 20.
And then just fold to a jam.
Yeah. I mean,
I'd rather take him in the streets.
The blinds were what? 1,500?
I'd rather take him on the street.
No, they were 1,200.
612.
Yeah, I don't think you can. I mean, it's kind of an awkward stack size, so I probably 4-bet and fold. It looks super strong for you. Those positions, he can be attacking you fairly light. So yeah. I mean, you could probably even go like
men?
19-5. Yeah. I don't know. But I don't think I just call and play out of position. I think it's just too difficult to realize equity with that sort of hand. Even if you flop an ace, you're going to be behind a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So it's tricky. Flush draws are going to be tricky to play out of position. So, yeah. I would just go 4-bet or fold. And now that I think about it, probably fold. I don't know. It depends how Makita's been playing, whatever. So that's that. But I'm not calling the river. You can't. I don't think you can. I mean, unless you're a fucking absolute hero. The thing is like, even if he has ace jack, you block ace jack.
Yeah.
So like, it's very hard, right? I mean, he could be 3-betting you with. I mean, he probably flats jack 10. I mean, yeah, he could just have a lot of stuff. So that's just hard. So, but whatever. All right. What else we got?
The main event? I don't know. Not much really.
Yeah, I mean, there's just
We not really getting any info, so I think we just have to maybe call it a night. I'm gonna
call it a night. Yeah, I mean, we're gonna call it a night. It's fine, but we can hit on this $600 ultra stack.
Okay, let's do it.
So today was day 2B, and it looks like the field
1B.
Day 1B. My apologies. I'm stuck on day 2 of the WSOP Main Event. Looks like the field got up to more than 7,000 entries total, more than $3.5 million in the prize pool. Looks like Justin Bassett is the chip leader from day 1B, bagged $2.75 million. We got who? Tom Hall, Luis Vasquez,
Johnny Vibes,
Johnny Moreno. Yeah, Johnny Vibes bagging up a lot of chips here. As I coined this one, this is officially the Losers Lounge tournament. The Losers Lounge tournament is like the first tournament that you can enter after like most people bust the main event. Bradley Gafford looks like he's doing well. Paul Lozano, he was at a Venetian File Type. I think he might have won the event that we covered.
He did, yeah.
So there's that. Ian Simpson. So yeah, I mean, this is one of those ones where a lot of unknown players are in right now, and we'll see how it goes. They don't have the payouts yet. We do have the prize pool is more than 3.5 million, as I mentioned, but don't have the payout. So we'll touch on this one as it goes further. I think there's a day 2 and then a day 3 for this tournament. So we'll see how things go. And yeah, nothing else started.
Nothing else started, but with the main event kind of hitting that point
tomorrow, things start back up.
Yeah, we got 2 events starting tomorrow, so we'll skip ahead a little bit. 1K PLO Mystery Bounty.
Oh, another thing we got to talk about,
and the 5K Turbo.
We got to talk about the entrance. Randall Emmett, Ryan Garcia.
No, we don't.
The entrance was 1,000 times better than Phil Hellmuth's entrance. 1,000 times better.
I will give you that. I'll give you that.
Way better, absolutely way better, and I believe
you guys wanted me to do an entrance. I was like, no chance.
I believe we have a video.
Oh, all right. Producer Rich, you know what to do.
This video is from Antonio Abrego. They had legitimate props with everything. Phil Hellmuth is trying to be a rock band. He's got acoustic guitars, which is just ridiculous. Mm-hmm. Phil Hellmuth walks out. He's supposed to be the lead singer in a rock band, right? He's got Dan Jungleman Cates and his son, Phil Hellmuth the 9th, with him. And whatever. I never know what these guys' names are. So Randall Emmett does it as a championship boxer. He's got a championship fighter, a real legit fighter, Ryan Garcia, with him.
Yeah, that was good.
As legit as they come. Like, Hellmuth needed actual band members to be out there with him. So, also didn't need the whole crazy entourage, didn't need all of that. It was pretty short and sweet. Took about 45 seconds. They came out. They didn't have to stop play or do anything. They came out. They did the thing. They went to their tables. Boom. It was done. Like, it was short. It was sweet. It was better. It was much more realistic. Mm-hmm. I enjoyed it, So I think maybe Phil Hellmuth and his team need to hit up Randall Emmett and be like, hey, do you have ideas? Do you want to help me for the next one? Because Randall Emmett did with Ryan Garcia entering the WSOP Main Event today was how it should be done. So, and Phil did a boxer before. He did a boxer before.
That's a while ago, right? That was,
and this was way better. This was way better.
Let's not forget,
And they had a real
Randall-
belt. They had a real belt too.
Randall's had some entrances that were not good either, though.
Well,
So
Randall
let's-
seemed to be going up,
He
and
does.
Phil seemed to be going
Okay,
down.
yeah,
Okay,
I'll give you that.
So,
I'll give you that.
So
Yeah.
that's that. But it was a good entrance. It was a good entrance. Again, short and sweet. We don't need this thing to take 45 minutes.
Correct.
Not that Phil's took 45 minutes, but it took a while. You know, it was annoying. This one, very, very good from Randall Emmett
Mm-hmm.
and Ryan Garcia. I believe Ryan Garcia busted today. I think Randall Emmett got through. He was at least in towards the end of the night while I was still on commentary because they showed him out in the field. But I don't know if he ultimately bagged. He did have a healthy amount of chips. It looked like around 150 to 200. So
Heaps.
So yeah, I think he did all right and ended up bagging. So we'll see how that thing goes for day
It says he's
3.
in, but they haven't updated his
So then
chips
he's
yet.
in. All right, cool. Well, I think that's going to do it for us.
I got a quick community cards.
Okay. Well, yeah, I got to shout some people out too. Go ahead.
And we mentioned Mike and Carl from Cincinnati, I think 2 episodes ago. They made day 2. They also now have made day 3. So unfortunately, though, for Mike, he was put on the podcast hat. His chip stack went all the way down. Took the podcast hat off, put his trusty Yellowstone hat on. Chip count went back up. But you know what? The hat is on his person. Therefore, by osmosis, the luck is still there. But both of those guys, Carl is not a listener, but I think Mike is trying to convince Carl to listen. So maybe we can have a converted.
Come on, Carl.
Doesn't have a hat though, because he's not a real listener. But anyway,
Come
Mike
on,
and Carl, day 3. I met Kirk from LA. He had 140K on, I think, the last break of the day. He actually found us through YouTube.
Love
So
it.
he was, I think he was a big OnlyFriends listener. Found us through YouTube, and he's been. That's how he kind of stumbled upon us. So
I will say that I think there is a void in the content space without the OnlyFriends.
that's
podcast,
what he. That's
so
exactly what he said too.
It's you know, I will be fully honest. I did not tune into every single episode,
Mhm.
partly because they were very long.
Yeah.
But I tuned in fairly often, and I enjoyed the OnlyFriends podcast. So Matt Burke, if you're listening, bring it back, man. Come on. I think there's enough people that miss it. So
yeah.
And then speaking of podcasts, I saw Jason Somerville
Did
out
see
there
him
today.
Yeah.
Saw him out there today. Always love seeing Mr. J. Carver,
Run it
Jason
up.
Somerville. Yeah. Speaking of bringing things back, bring back Run It Up. Come on. I got a shout out to, these are some of the ones that I forgot about the other day, or they were on my phone, but I sent them to myself. Bill from Pennsylvania, I met. He drove all the way out here from Pennsylvania.
He's crazy.
Drove all the way out here from Pennsylvania. So shout out Bill from Pennsylvania.
It's like a 4-day drive.
Miles, I met Miles, who is invested in our fantasy team.
Okay.
We were talking a little bit about that. And I think we lost Jeremy Osmus today in the main event, which is a freaking bummer. He was down to 8 on his day 1. He was down to 18,000 in the main event, and he ended up bagging 70,000. Now, I don't know if he made it through, but Miles, if you're listening and if you made it through, good luck going forward. If you didn't make it through, I'm sorry, and better luck next year. But it was nice meeting you and chatting about the fantasy team. And then today, I believe the gentleman's name was David Williams, not the David Williams from runner-up main event finish fame, but another David Williams. Saw him. He asked me a question. It was about where the Poker News office was. He asked me where the Poker News team was. I directed him, and then you could kind of tell that he must have recognized my voice, because he was like, "Are you?" And I was like, "What's your name?" He said, "I think he said David Williams." And I said, "I'm Donnie. Nice to meet you." He said, "I thought that was your voice."
Mm-hmm.
So, if your name isn't David Williams, I apologize. I thought that's what it was. I didn't have my phone with me to write it down. But yeah, and then another person that I met today, who I've been going back and forth with via email and whatnot, was one of our giveaway winners, Nick Nicastro. He was an annual subscriber who won a WSOP main event seat. He made it to day 2 today, but he did bust today. But I met up with him. We chatted for a little bit. We talked about poker. We talked about him living in Ohio. We talked about our kids. We talked about the fact that we love Teslas together.
Mm-hmm.
we own them. So we talked about everything. Okay. So it was a pleasure meeting you, Nick. And he said that it's always been a bucket list item for him to play the WSOP main event, but he was hoping to, or he was planning to wait till his kids got a little bit older. That way he could take the time away. And then this, allowed him to come out here and play. And a funny thing about Nick, and I hope he doesn't mind this or get too embarrassed about it, but he did not know that you could go from Horseshoe to Paris and like stay indoors.
What?
He was like, I thought you had to go outside. So he's been going from Horseshoe to Paris outside.
Wait, let me think about this.
So he's like,
he goes,
well, I guess
he
he's
goes
walking
out the front to
Yes.
the bazaar shops, hangs a left down the strip, then comes back in near the... No, you're out of your goddamn mind.
Yeah, because
that's like an extra 10 minutes.
Something happened where like he saw like some people walk from like one room to the other, and he was like, "Oh, it's like I didn't even know this hallway existed." so that was we had a laugh out of that. So that was funny. So, but shout out to Nick. We had 4 people total that won stuff, or that won main event seats. So Nick busted today on day 1. Neil Gogol busted, and then we have Mike Baldwin with I think 350,000 and Jesse Simon with 300,000, both going through to day 3. So shout out to them. Make us proud. Mike Baldwin will likely be wearing his Bills Mafia hat. Jesse Simon will, I'm guessing, still be wearing the scarf that he's been wearing. A little bit of a lucky scarf. So let's go, Mike Baldwin. Let's go, Jesse Simon. Make it happen on day 3, boys. Run deep. Make us proud. But most importantly, do it for yourselves. And I hope you guys are enjoying the experience. All right. Is that all we got?
I think I may have found tomorrow's feature table. No, it's in Paris.
Is it yours?
Damn it. No, my table's... No.
Anyone at your table?
No.
Okay. No one at my table that I recognize either.
Where are you? Red.
I'm in red.
I'm in gold.
I have seat 9, which is one of my favorite seats at the table. I like 1 and 9. Those are my jams. So I'm already feeling good about things.
I like 2.
You have 93K?
98K.
98K. I got 47.5.
Plenty.
So you have almost 40 bigs, or 39 bigs. I have 19 bigs to work with. I got 47.5K. So I'm just going to plan on just going through every day with 19 bigs, and then I'll just end up at the final table. That's what I'm going to do.
Do we make the money tomorrow? Do you think?
You tell me.
Let me 1 sec.
I'm going to guess that we stop them.
I think they will stop, but I think we could make the money. Last year we came back.
I know it seems like it's been going fast, and I know you've been tracking the numbers, but it could also slow down at any point. And tomorrow could be the day that it slows down, right? I think maybe the fact that everyone's made day 3, they're out of the multiple days thing. You have multiple day 1s, you have multiple day 2s. The prize pool is announced. All that sort of stuff just kind of means that I think people might start to feel that it's a bit more real, which it obviously is. So that's not something that you shouldn't be feeling, because it obviously is a bit more real. You and I are both amped up to be going to day 3, which I think a lot of people are. But you're almost like right there. You're like, okay, one more good day and I'm going to be in the money. So once people start feeling that, I feel like everything just kind of like tightens and slows down.
Yep.
And that could mean that we, even though we've been fast so far and the field size is fewer than it's been in the past, maybe it does start to slow down now.
Yeah, I mean, we are about 200 less players heading into day 3 compared to last year, and a very similar amount of players in the money. It's only 80 difference. So, like we said, it's been very fast. Maybe it does slow down. I feel like we're going to get to the end of the day tomorrow and be close enough, but where they bag, maybe we're 20 off the money, just to make it a little easier, because, if we do have a long bubble, instead of us playing 10 hours, maybe it ends up being 12, and then we have to change. I think I mentioned this. The whole schedule starts changing. The day 4 now, we start later, we do all these things, and it really kind of messes with everything. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just try and get as close as they can within 5 levels of play, bag them up, bring us all back tomorrow. And hopefully, both of us are still in with at least 20 bigs.
I mean, I'll take...
Yeah, I'll take 20
Give me
bigs
5 bigs. I don't give a shit. Just let's go through to day 4. That's the plan. Let's make it happen. Hopefully we run hotter than the sun. But, I'm going to one hand at a time, baby. One hand at a time.
Exactly.
Like Patrick Leonard says, one hand at a time. The only thing that you can do is you can just try and play the next hand the absolute best that you can, make the best decision, and hopefully compound those and do the best you can.
I think
overall.
I only had 3 premium hands today. I had Ace King, raise, C-bet, win. I had the.
I mean, you only had a fucking full house with nines.
Yeah, with that. Okay, that's
the
not. I
most
had pocket
outrageous
queens
hand.
against Makita, and he like tried to take it away from me, win that one, and then I had Ace Jack. They were my 3 best hands.
I still cannot
And then
believe
nines.
you played
Nines was
those
my
nines
next
like
best
that.
hand, actually. Nines. I had 4 hands.
Wild, absolutely wild.
It's like you got to think. It's
Why
about
did you
life
send a message
preservation.
that says something about 3-betting with 10-6 of clubs?
Yeah, I played 3-bet pot 10-6 of clubs.
Why?
Why not?
How did that hand go?
I opened 10-6 of clubs on the button. 3-bet by the really tight guy. I was like, I can take this away from him. I call. Flop came.
Okay, so is this the nines guy?
Yeah, the nines.
Okay,
guy.
so you don't want to get the money in with the
this
fucking
is after.
nuts.
This is after.
With the nuts, but you will play 10-6
now
of
I'm
clubs against
exploiting him. Yeah, of course.
Got it. Just want to make sure that that's fucking clear. Okay.
I was calling 8K to win 18.
I've sworn more on this episode of the podcast than I've sworn all summer because I'm so annoyed.
I had to call
you in these nines.
I had to.
Like, I cannot believe you.
I had to call 8K to win 18. I think you would call as well. Flop is 9 of spades, 6 of spades, 4 of clubs. I have 10-6 of clubs. He bets 12. I'm calling, right? I got
9 of
backdoor
spades,
clubs.
6 of spades, 4 of clubs.
I got backdoor clubs and middle pair.
Yeah.
And backdoor straight draw.
Fine.
Call. Turn. It goes check down.
I'm
turn.
not really calling a 3-bet though. I don't think I'm calling a 3-bet
Getting
with
8K.
10-6.
You're getting it's.
But it's 10-6 is just not connected enough for me.
10-6
I'm fine with
suited.
the open.
It's 8K to win 18.
I think I would want 10-7 or 10-8.
Anyway, went 3-7. Check down. He had Ace King. He did turn a flush draw with the King of Spades and did break. I was not folding that hand.
So you lost the hand.
No, I won the hand. He had Ace King high. I had 10-6.
I thought you said the turn was a king.
No. 3 of spades, 7 of hearts. He turned a flush draw with the King of spades.
Oh, with the king of spades.
Yeah.
Got it. Okay.
I mean, yeah, okay. But if you might think the nines is nitty, I purposely called knowing that, okay, caller, doesn't matter. I still can have spin up 10 big blinds. We know how this tournament, 10 bigs, you don't need to go, you can survive. But I'm also trying to play pots. Like, yeah, I raise call the ace 4 of clubs against Makita. I'm not worried about playing a hand against Makita Mazikowski and like getting it all in with top pair against him.
Top pair.
I
You
might
did
be-
not have top pair.
Huh?
You didn't have top pair.
No, the King 9 hand when I cracked his aces, I'm saying.
Got it. All right. Well, that nines hand is outrageous to me.
15,
Absolutely
it cost me 10 bigs, 15K.
I'm surprised when you put a chip in the pot for the rest of the fucking day that anyone even entered the pot. Okay, that's what I'm surprised.
The hand, okay, but I showed down Jack Deuce before that. And then after that, I showed down 10-6. I've shown down full house, Jack Deuce, 10-6.
Yeah, all the more reason to get the money in with the nines. If those are the hands that you're showing down, this guy over here with the jack thinks he's just taking you to value town.
Horrible. Yeah, I know you think it's horrible. I don't think it's horrible.
It's so bad that Jeff Platt waited around until we talked about it on the podcast.
I think he did wait.
He 100% waited. He could have went home to pop his head in here and say like, yes, that was effing outrageous because that was an outrageous hand. Like, honestly, seriously. I mean, I feel like I'm like trying so hard to win a chip in this damn tournament, and I'm just fighting to stay alive.
Like 19,000
I understand,
times.
and you understand that I'm like, yes, I probably should be broke on 4 different occasions, okay? But I'm fighting, and then people like you are making the freaking stones and just not putting money in the pot. Like, it's just crazy. And there was a hand also on the feature table today that was like a similar sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
There was a raise, I think it was from under the gun. The next guy calls with kings, okay? Maybe 2 other people got in the pot, but for sure the big blind got in the pot as well with queen 9.
Mm-hmm.
And the guy under the gun had 10s, and it comes 9 high, right?
Mm-hmm. Okay.
And it went check, bet, the 10s bet, kings call. I think he bet 2K, maybe 4K. I can't remember. Maybe 4K at the 1K, 2K level, or whatever, 2,500, whatever. Who cares? He bets call. The guy in the big blind goes all in for I think 18K. So he was like short. He has the top pair. The 10s calls, and then the Kings just fold. And I'm just like, what planet am I on? Like, what is even happening?
I would not do that.
What do you mean you wouldn't do that? You're check calling full houses. I can't take it. I can't take it. I mean, like, it's just like, I wish you the best on day 3. I wish you the best on day 3. I got that out of my system. I wish you the best on day 3. I wish myself the best on day 3. Let's effing go, baby. Yeah. Let's freaking go. All right. He's Tim Duckworth. I'm Donnie Peters, and we will talk to you guys on the next episode.
So yeah.